Hello, hello, everyone. Actually, hang on a second. Sorry about that. Turn off my radio. Anyway, I am Joe610, as known on many sites, and in real life, Killian Korth. I've decided to start a little guitar YouTube tutorial kind of deal. After spending several, you know, days and nights just kind of learning a crap load of stuff. So I got a whole bunch down in a real short time. It was actually really nice. So figured I'd spread my knowledge, or what you could pass off for knowledge, to the general public of YouTube. So here I am. Now I'm going to start with the extreme, very basics, which first you need guitar. This is an Ibanez Performance PF10. It's not technically mine yet. It's my grandpa's, but I'm going to buy it from him eventually, pretty soon here, for a good price, I hope. But it's a good guitar, and I'm sure whatever you find will work for your purposes too. Once I get my electric fixed, once I get some strings for it, here, let me grab it quick here. Once I get some strings for it, I'll be using this occasionally when I need to get into that higher range. But for now, since we're just doing basics, I will stick to this, or I've got another acoustic here that might be making things a little bit easier. So I'll start getting through this here and hope that these dogs don't get in my way. I've got crap loads of animals. You can see Bella, and then I've got my sister's little runt of a dog here, Daisy, who's always around. So very basics. We'll start with the pick. Now let me move this forward. There we go. Okay. Now the pick, you're going to, sorry my finger's a little messed up, but you're going to want to hold it with 2 fingers only, kind of like this. It really doesn't, you can change it up if you want to. As long as it works is the basic principle I go off of. If it works, no problem. Go ahead and use whatever you want, whatever method. But usually the general consensus is to hold it kind of like this. I've seen it like this before, but I haven't really heard many people condoning 3-fingered picking. So, unless you're banjo picking, but we're not there yet. Anyway, this is general idea. You're going to strum like this, and, well, that's a fairly, very basic, simple kind of thing to figure out. So let me slide over to where you'll see my hands. Okay, now we've got the guitar here. Now each separate area here is known as a fret. So I'll tell you maybe, index finger on the first fret of the B string. Right there, that's the second string from the bottom. And go ahead and pluck that. But once we get into chords, it'll just be a whole strumming kind of thing. But before we get into that, you need to learn how to tune your guitar. So it doesn't matter what tone you start out at, as long as it's in tune with itself, with every string is matching up, then odds are it'll sound decent. You'll be able to play, and people will actually recognize what you're playing. So you start out with your low E string, this top one here. Play that one. If you like that tone, stick with it. If you don't, you can move it all around. You can do whatever you want. You know, of course, you turn corresponding little handle here, and it'll go move the pitch up or down. Fairly simple to understand there. But then, once you've got that where you want it, you're going to have to tune this second string, your next one up, or your next one down. So what you'll do is it doesn't matter which finger, put it on the 5th fret. Might look like I'm flipping you off, but you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E string, top string. You're gonna want to, when you play a note, you want to put your finger as close to the fret as possible. If it's back here and you're not pushing very hard, it doesn't get a good sound, but if you're up here not pushing very hard, it makes a great sound. So always when you're pushing down on a string, make sure you're as close to the fret as possible, and it'll get you the best sound. So when you, back to the tuning part, 5th fret, 1st string, now strum these top 2 strings. If it's in tune, they should sound the same. Just like that. There's a little differentiation in there, I think, but sounds pretty good. That's why I like it. It's good. So once that's a good one, you usually want to start out lower and then adjust up if you can. If you can't, I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to, but it's generally one of the probably the best ways to get the better matching tones, if you will. But from there, you go up to the 2nd string, you do 5th fret on the 2nd string, and then the next string, and they should sound the same too. And what you're going to do is you're going to do that basically all up the whole way except for on the G string, which is this fourth string from the top, if you're looking down on it. That one's going to be the 4th fret, and those should sound the same, but everything else, 5th fret. Oop, there we go. So that's a pretty fairly straight up easy thing to do. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it could probably trip up some of the real basic beginners who aren't maybe sure what they're doing quite yet. But overall, it's a fairly easy thing to do, and once you get that done and you learn a few simple chords, you'll be able to play quite a few songs actually with the chords I'll probably go over. I hope this was helpful. Part 2, actually I think I might shoot that in a couple minutes or so, go get a drink or something. But yeah, if you liked it, go ahead, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I'll eventually work my way into teaching you how to play some songs. If you really want to, you can request them. I'll probably put them on a list eventually, and I guess we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.